Hello, my name is Devan, and I'm here today to show you how to create some charts using both Excel and Google. We're going to start with showing you the general process of creating charts, also keeping in mind the 7 key requirements. Of course, those are numbered titles, data labels, provide the source required, using 3 data points, comparing our data, and using arrow indicators to indicate the good trend, whether it's up or down. What we're going to do is we're going to start in Excel and then move over to Google, and in each we'll go from the very start to ending with putting it within our Word documents or our Google documents. So to get started, as I said, we're going to go ahead and start with Excel. Pulling Excel up here, you can see I already have sample data. It's the same data for both, so we will see this data twice. And we're going to start by highlighting this information, coming up here to the top, making sure we have Insert selected. Coming over here, you'll see the chart. If you highlight over it, it'll give you the menu option. We're just going to select the 2D column. And poof, you're done. That is simple, right? From here, we're just going to make this bigger so we can see it. And we're just going to now start formatting it the way that we need to using our little cheat sheet here. Starting with the title, we're going to select that field, highlight it, and then just right-click and copy it. On the chart itself, we're just going to click the title. Again, highlight everything in there. And when I do this, you're not going to see a paste. What do? Well, we come over here and we just select paste there. All right. Now, this title, it can be multi-line. So we can enter to create another line. And we're going to go ahead and type required in. All right. So moving from there, now, what we need to do is add some other stuff. Let's go down the list. Label data. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to select the chart, and up on top, we're going to make sure to select the chart design tab. Come over here to add elements on the left-hand side, and then there's our data labels. It gives us several different formatting options we can choose. I'm just going to go with the first one. And notice that some of the numbers are hard to read, so that's part of the formatting, which we can go ahead and do that now. We're going to come back over here with the whole chart selected. First thing we're going to do is want to do the font. I'm not going to do that yet because I want to show you why. I'm going to go ahead in here and change the color to a white bold. Notice it changed that on all the purple ones. But now, oh wait, it's Times New Roman we're supposed to be using. So I'm going to just type that in and select it. Oh, I will need to make sure, notice it's not selected now. Right, come up here, Times New Roman. And it resets all the fonts back to the original. So make sure you have the right font family that you're going to use. And now we can add the elements that we want. We're going to make the font color white, and we're going to make it bold text so it stands out a little bit more. All right. Going next down the list, provide our source. What we're going to do here is on the Home tab, we're going to move over to the Insert tab, and we're going to go ahead and add a text box. Again, we need to make sure that the chart is selected. Because if I do that and I come over here and I type in source, sorry for the clicking noise, and I put that to where I want, when I select off and select it again, notice it's now moving with the chart. If I didn't have the chart selected and I just inserted the text box, which we're going to do again just to show you what will happen. And heck, we'll even put it to where we thought we were going to have it, right? We'll type source again, make it somewhat presentable, And now I click off and click on and I wait, what happened? Excel is looking at this as an object of the sheet, not of the chart, right? So when you're adding elements to the chart, you got to make sure you have the chart selected. That puts us to the very last piece that we need, which is the arrow indicator. So again, I need to make sure I have the chart selected. I'm going to come over here to insert, and instead this time what we're going to do is a shape. We need to add an arrow. So click the down box and look for our up arrow. There it is. Get it kind of to the shape that you want and put it to the location. We're going to give it the nice green color. And from here, I need to add a label for this to let people know what direction good is in. So instead of going back to insert and then text box, if you notice, they give you the option right here easily for you to grab. We're going to put that here, type good, resize it so it fits the box, get it vertically where you want. I'm not too concerned about left or right. I mean, I could literally put it here if I wanted to, right? And the reason why I say that is what we're going to do now is just highlight, hold the shift key, and highlight the arrow as well. Notice now both are selected. Come up top, look at the shape format option, and then right here, you're going to see the align option. Select that and choose center, and it will perfectly align them center to one another. The next thing we want to do is we want these to become one object, not two separate objects. So we're just going to go to group and then group those objects together, and now they are linked. We can put that where we want it. And there's our first chart. Now the last piece to this is, of course, how do we get it to Word? In Excel, it's really kind of easy. We're just going to go ahead and come into here and select right click and go to copy. And then we're going to pull Word up. And in Word, we can either come over here to the paste options, or we can right click the document and get those same paste options, and you can see them here. Notice no matter which ones I select, it's going to paste something. If I paste this one, it's going to paste it as an image, and it's a non-living image. Whereas if I choose one of the ones here that have the paper clip looking like a chain, then it's a linked image, and therefore if I make any changes to the Excel document, this image will be updated as well. So I'm going to select this last one here, and now it's in here. And because it is a live image, I can still actually click in the image and make changes that I want to as well. However, we have it the way we want, so I don't need to worry about that. But I might want to change how it relates to the document. So if I come over here, I can put in front of text. And what that'll do is it makes it so I can move this around and put it anywhere I want. Okay, but I just noticed I have an issue. Where'd my arrow go? Let's come back to Excel and ask ourselves, did we make it part of the image? We did. So what we can do is come back over and we can just recreate that, or we can cheat a little bit, come back over here to Excel, come within this, right click copy, and right click paste. All right, and let's see, will it let us make these a group? No, because there's two separate types of objects. It won't let us select both, but there it is. But it is still part of the image. See how it's growing? So all we have to do is resize it, get it to where we want it, and we should be all set. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is go ahead and go over to Google and recreate the same thing. So again, we're going to start by highlighting the data, coming up here to insert, select chart. It brings the chart in for us to start working with. Except with here, you can see it kind of gives us this sidebar where we have a lot of different options to choose from. The first thing we're going to do is start with getting our number labeled for the title. All right, so now we have that. We can come onto the chart and just double click it, and that's going to select that. You can come into here and just paste it over. We're going to center that. Okay. Now, while we're in here, Google has different types of titles you can add. It has a subtitle. So instead of doing enter for another line, we can just add the subtitle. And now we can type in required. We're going to center that as well, and it puts it there. The next thing we're noticing is that the facility state and all that's on top. We prefer to see that on the bottom. So again, if we just select it, notice this sidebar changed. We can come down to one of these options, select it, position, we want bottom, and that's going to move it down here. Notice we have this label here. Now, we can't in Google add text boxes to our chart and have it become part of it. So here we're going to go ahead and say, this is our source data, and have that be there. You can also change it. So if you wanted it on that side, you can move it right on over to the left. It's all about preference and how you want it to look. So coming back here, let's go ahead and make our references to making sure we're meeting the requirements. We have our number title. We have our, oh, nope, labeled data we need still. But we have our source, we have required, 3 data points, comparison. So let's go back up here to data labels. We're going to double click so it selects it. We're going to scroll down. There's lots of options here. We're just going to select data labels. And we unfortunately we have to do this to all of them. So data labels. Data labels. Okay? Again, likewise, it doesn't change them all except for Google actually tries to do some form of a contrast so you can see the numbers. However, for consistency, it's probably best to put them all to the same color that you want. And notice we also need to change the font. So what we're going to do is go to Times New Roman. Oh, it doesn't have Times New Roman. So we can use, what was the, I don't see a collaborate either. I'm going to have to say probably, I don't know. It doesn't meet the requirements normally for Times New Roman, but maybe Ralph will have a different alternative for you, but this is where you would change it. All right. And I'm going to also change the color to be white. We're going to go through and do each one of these. And then change it to white. And notice again, it did change them on all of them as I went across. So there's that. And the last thing we need to do is the arrow indicator. And like we discovered in Excel, we're going to have that same issue within Google Sheets. We're not going to be able to add the arrow within Sheets. We need to add it in the document. So make sure that this saved, which it looks like it has saved already. So I can come over here to now my chart document that I created for this. And what we're going to do is just get right to it and add a chart. If you add one of these 3 options here, it's going to open up a brand new sheet and have you recreate the chart, but we already have a chart, so we're just going to say from sheets. We're going to select this right here because that is where it resides. And if that sheet had multiple charts in it, they'd be listed here. However, we just have that one example, so we're going to select it and click import. And here it is in our document. Notice it is resizable like it was in Excel. And we also have the positioning we can change. So put it to the front, and now we can move it anywhere in the document that we want. And again, you have other options here that you can go with as well if you know precisely where you want it to reside within your document. Now, we need to unselect the chart, come over here to Insert, and go to Drawing. From here, we can create the arrow. All right, it's kind of like a little art class as well. So we're going to select the up arrow that we want. Color it the way we like it, which is green, of course. Type in the word good so we know that the direction is indicating the good direction. And if I just left click and drag, you can see it starts snapping and it lets me know, hey, I am centered here, right? And that's all I need. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save and close. Well, that should have popped it in there. Is it in here and I just don't see it? It is. There it is. Because I formatted this to be in front, it pumped it in front. So I need to get this one in front as that one. Order matters, right? And that's that. Now they are both on your document. Please keep in mind, unlike Excel, they are separate. So I suggest moving the chart to where you want it and then moving the arrow where you want it afterwards. You cannot link these together. They do not become one. There is no fancy group these images and this chart together. But with that being said, that is everything you need to know to get started building these charts. Wish you the best of luck, and till next time.